Hi Sunil.
Hi Anu, how are you?
So how long have you been participating in Gitex now?
I think this is the fifth year Finesse has been part of Gitex. So we've been part of Gitex from the inception of Finesse. So first 3 years, was in a very small kind of attendance for us. But I think from last year onwards, we are coming in as independent, and so we have a serious participation with bringing in a lot of innovative solutions and bringing in people together. So I think this year you must have seen all the banners and hoardings and all that. So Finesse is being recognized across. So I think it's good. So this is the fifth year of successful participation for us and ever growing that way.
And how have you seen the region transforming in these 5 years?
I think see, it's very interesting if you ask my perspective because so uh, if you look at personally, I'm here for the last 17 years, and so I've been coming to Gitex from 1998 or 9 onwards. I don't exactly recall. So there was a time, so if you come in 99 and 2000, you could possibly now we can comfortably stand here and all that. But it was so crowded and packed. And obviously, at that point of time, the Sabil Hall was not there, Sheikh Zayed Hall was not there. Um, uh, so it was Hall 126 or 127, if I recall correctly. But there's so much of crowd, and the crowd has been. So Gitex has definitely grown, with more halls and all that. But then, from about, I think from 2007 onwards, we saw this down thing. So Finesse started in 2010. At 2010 and 11 of our Gitex was actually, was a very silent, low attendance Gitex. Um, so there were hardly people, and I think possibly from a participation perspective, there were hardly about 50% of what you see it over here. So, but now I think definitely I've seen it from last year onwards. There is again, there is an improved participation, regeneration. There is spirit and all that. But I don't know this year, compared to last year, maybe I can see a more flatter approach. More possibly, what I presume is, if you in 2010, 11, if you look at that, was part of the recession. But now I think this year, possibly because of the oil prices being, going down or stagnant, had the oil prices would have been much more better. Obviously, I think this would have been much better, because I see from our own experience, we can see that quite a few of our government clients has either postponed their decision or they put it on hold. So I think there is kind of a little bit of uh, uh, pause as far as government spending is concerned.
And if we talk from the technology point of view, like what are the challenges that you're facing now in terms of like SI being an SI? Like what are the latest challenges you're facing in terms of like this migrating to new technologies? And how are you helping these organizations to migrate from their legacies as well?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. See, basically, what happens is that for us, if you look at from an SI perspective, um, uh, these challenges are our opportunities. So that is where we that's our business is. So, but if you really look at what's happening now, is that the world is moving towards big data analytics and IoT. So wherein what happens is that everything is being connected, connected cars, connected people, connected devices, connected roads, connected healthcare, connected, everything is going to be connected. So in this kind of a thing, there'll be a lot of challenges with respect to integration, security, the connected infrastructure by itself, and so on and so forth. So Finesse helps in providing, basically the infrastructure, the integration, the security aspects of it, so on and so forth. Similarly, if you look at big data analytics, because what happens is that um, you know as technology is much more available, your competition is going across to where you are. So you don't need to say, for example, if I like to make a sale in US or Europe or elsewhere, um, the days see which you need to be there in the expo, or you need to be physically present. But that's not the case anymore now. You could actually do it sitting across anywhere. So in these kind of things, so the real-time analytics plays a major thing. So people, the companies, such are not prepared to take up that kind of dynamics. So they have challenges in addressing that, and this is where I think so Finesse is at. We are at the forefront of bringing in solutions, technologies, and services to address that.
So you have signed two great partnerships, right? So tell us more about it.
So I think I suppose you're referring one about the long pen. This is the first time of its kind in the world. So what this is basically a robotic signature system. It helps you to sign from anywhere in the world. So for example, I will tell you an example. Say this today's day, the most of the senior executives travel across the world, and everybody can relate to a scenario in your office or any other office wherein your boss has just left the office, and then you couldn't get a signature on the check or a document or things like that, and you need physically get the signature for things to move. And if you look at earlier days, people were has to wait for the boss to come back, or scenarios wherein if the boss is traveling or somebody else is traveling, you actually literally courier those documents for him, and then he courier back to it. We have a fantastic solution to it, wherein the bosses or these people who are supposed to sign can travel across anywhere. They can sign it from their mobile phones or tablets or anywhere, sitting anywhere in the world, and the signature will be done at your office or at a permission. There is another important aspect also to it, is that, say for example, look at in Finesse scenario itself. So I'm here, my partner Ramesh, he is elsewhere. So, or both of us, like next week I am traveling to India and he's traveling to US. I'm giving a real-time case scenario, and something there in the office, which we need signature, check, which requires both the signature. I can actually sign it from India on my mobile phone. Ramesh can sign it from his mobile phone in US, and both the signature will be done at the office at my checkbook. So, can you imagine that scenario? Is that the first time in the world, we are bringing in this, robotic. It's a full robot, which will demonstrate you here, how does it work. So this is one. Another thing is, see on IoT, on the healthcare informatics. So we are introducing a wearable device, which allows you to monitor your performance, or your heartbeats, and also the medical characteristics. So as soon as a patient admits into a hospital, he or she can be he can wear this device, and then the device will start getting passing information. It also, this device is, it's exactly like a watch, but it has got a SIM card as well. So it helps in multiple ways. One is that it tracks the location anywhere the patient is. Okay. Second is that whatever happens to the patient in terms of his movements, heartbeats, blood pressure, sugar, all that will be monitored. It also has got an ECG mechanism. So everything what it needs to be checked in on a patient can be done. It also has got a back system, wherein the doctors can continuously control that on a screen. So this is also a new innovative thing, what we introduced to Gitex. But otherwise, if you look at, Finesse is at the forefront of bringing in innovations to the region. Right from the inception of Finesse, every year we have brought in very, very innovative technologies, whether it is in terms of artificial intelligence, or whether it is on the Internet of Things side, or whether it is in the robotic signature, or as you say about healthcare. So we have.
And what about your partnership with the Gulf Pre-Check and Zuleika Hospital?
Okay, so thanks for asking this. Actually, we have two stories to share this Gitex. So basically, on the first day of Gitex, so we have signed up a deal with Gulf Precast. So Gulf Precast is a leading manufacturing and a concrete precasting organization. It's quite popular. The team from Gulf Precast was here, and they have signed us a consultancy deal for business intelligence. Which we've been talking about for some time, and they've been considering all large consultancy companies, and they've chosen Finesse against these big consultancy companies. And the reason was that Gulf Precast had understood the experience we have it in the business intelligence side, and as well as the kinds of clients what we have it in the areas of business intelligence. So this is a great winning story for us as far as Gitex is concerned. Second is about Sulega Hospital. Sulega Hospital, as everybody knows, it's one of the largest private leading hospital healthcare industry over here. So yesterday we had the chairman of Sulega Hospital and the COO of Sulega Hospital here. So we shook hands here, and we are implementing a management information system on top of their HAS. So the project we just signed, and then project is to start immediately after Gitex, and our team will be deployed there. And so we expect to provide the entire consolidated management information system, to the directors and the management team of Sulega Hospital. So these are two great success stories. So we have this Gitex.
Thank you, Sunil.